welcome to lesson 2, everybody. So lesson 2 is all about priority management. So this module is making a plan. So the first lesson was taking your year goal and chunking it down to 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, and 1 week. Now what I want to support you with is how do you take that week and really set yourself up for success such that where you're focusing on is creating results. You're actually moving the dial forward based on results when it comes to your goals and where you want to see results. And there's a really effective way to do that through priority management, a little bit different than time management because yes, it's about being effective with your time, yet it's where is your time and energy going? And is it focusing on what's going to get you your results and move you forward? And so I like to give a little example before I share with you how to do this and take your week and really set yourself up for success. I've attached a calendar such that you could use that calendar to write out your plan and roadmap out your plan for the week. Yet I want to share with you a real quick analogy. It's called the rock analogy. Some of you have probably heard about this before. Now I have a glass here, and let's say I had sand, pebbles, and rocks. Now, depending on what I put in first into this glass, it's all going to fit. So let's use the first example. Let's say I take sand and I pour sand into this glass and it comes up to about here. Right, so now I filled this glass half with sand. Then I take the smaller pebbles and I take the pebbles and I pour them in and it comes up to about here. And now I take my rocks and I put my rocks in. I'm attempting to get it into the glass and it just doesn't fit. It's overflowing. There is no room for the rocks. So now let's say I dump it out, then I'm like, okay, I got to rethink my strategy, right? How do I be smarter about this? And I take the rocks first and I put the rocks in and the rocks come in, they fit in the glass. And then I say, okay, I'm going to take the pebbles next. They're a little bit smaller. And I put the pebbles in and they all come in and they go around the rocks and they fit in there. And then I take the sand and I pour all the same amount of sand in and it fits flush into my glass. Now that strategy worked. It was effective. So what did I do? I put my rocks in first. And that's how I made it all fit. So when you're priority managing what you have in your life and which are your goals such that you want to move them forward, it's very important that you put your goals in first. You take your values and your goals and what you want to see results in, and you make sure they're in your schedule as what we call rocks. Right? And when you do that and you honor your schedule, you will see your results start to change. So how do we do this? So let's say you have your week Monday to Sunday. So however you're going to plan your days in your weeks, whether it's with a day planner where you like to write things out, possibly you use your phone where you like to schedule everything in your phone. Maybe you have a Google Calendar. Everybody has their own method to the madness when it comes to scheduling. So make sure you have one. Choose one where everything is going to go. Every responsibility you have in your life, your work responsibilities, personal, professional, and all your goals are going to be in one schedule. Okay? So how do you schedule your rocks? Well, before you take a look at your schedule and just start planning, you want to make sure you put your rocks in first. First of all, you got to make sure you're even willing to schedule in the first place. I never used to be somebody who scheduled and I just thought I could get everything done in the day. Here's the truth, you guys. If fail to plan, plan to fail, right? If you're somebody who doesn't really like to be scheduled, being organized isn't really your strength. This is going to be a good exercise for you. You're probably going to be a little resistant to it. I know I was, yet here's the truth. There's freedom in the schedule. When you schedule your life, when you schedule your values and your goals and what really matters to you, you're going to create success, which gives you your sense of freedom. It gets you what you want. Okay, so it's really important you be intentional with where your time, effort, and energy goes. So let's say, for example, you have a health goal, right? You're going to take a look at your schedule and you're going to put in the times that you're going to focus on your health. When are you going to the gym? When are you working out? When are you doing your activity? Schedule it, time block it in your schedule. It's called time blocking, okay? The next thing you're going to do is let's take a look at your wealth. Possibly you have an extra side hustle you're working on, or there's a project that you're doing. Maybe there's something to do with your health, buying a home, getting a car, looking for a new career. Whatever it is when it comes to the wealth side, if you have a goal around that, you want to time block time in your schedule to focus on it. So maybe Monday night from 7 till 9, Wednesday morning from 9 to 11, maybe some time on the weekend in the afternoon. But make sure when you look at at your schedule, you actually see that there's blocked time towards your wealth goal if you have one. Okay, relationships. It might be out of your comfort zone to actually schedule your relationship. Yet just like any other goal in your life, if you want to see results shift or change, more, better, different in that goal, you need to schedule it. So possibly you have a goal, for example, to have an improved, relationship with your partner. So maybe you're going to go on a date night once a week. Well, when are they free? You got to talk to them, put it in your schedule. Maybe it's Wednesday night, you're going on your date. So you've time blocked off Wednesday night for your relationship. Possibly you have a job and you work a lot and it takes time away from your family, and you want to have a better relationship with your kids as an example. So you're going to want to have time blocked, specific time when you're hanging out with your family. Maybe 3 nights a week you're sitting down and you're having dinner together. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 6 till 8 is family time. And Saturday or Sunday morning, from 9 till 12 is family time. So be specific, right? Time block it. Make sure when you look at your schedule, what you want is in your schedule. When it comes to the spiritual side, possibly you're volunteering or you have a relationship with yourself you're working on. When are you doing your savers to work on your mindset? When are you doing your definite main purpose statement? Put it in your schedule, time block it. So that when you look at your week, the first thing you see are your rocks, and they're in there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the rest of your schedule with the pebbles in the sand. Yes, your responsibilities, yes, other things you have going on in your life, yet they're going to not take away from the time that you need to get what your goals are. Okay, everybody, so this is called scheduling your rocks. Why else is this important? Well, one, psychologically, it does something to your mindset when you look at your week and you see your rock schedule. You're like, wow, automatically I feel like my goals are more doable, they're more achievable, right? So that's step number one. Number two, it's going to allow you to be more intentional in the time that you block to focus on those goals, such that when you're that much more focused, you're going to get what you want. And it allows you to be more present in those times. So for example, humans are funny creatures. A lot of times what happens, and you may relate to this, is that let's say, for example, you've time blocked time for work and you're working on your project where your mind is at is not with work. It's with your family. You're feeling guilty because you should be with your family or you should be doing something else, right? Sometimes the reverse is true. You've time blocked time with your family, you're spending time with your family, and you're not really present because you're thinking about work and what you should be doing. And so when you actually schedule your rocks, it allows you to know that you've set yourself up for success to work on every single one of your goals, such that when you're working on that goal, you could be there, you could be present, you could be focused, you could be intentional. Therefore, your results improve, right? The quicker that you'll get your goals quicker. So that's really important. Also, it allows you to say no to the things that distract us. So if you have something scheduled Wednesday night and a friend comes along and says, hey, do you want to do something with me? You could look at your schedule and say, hey, no, I'm not free. Right? It allows us to eliminate the distractions because we're being intentional with when we're focusing on our goals. Now, of course, you're going to be having other areas of your life that you're working on, and that's where you could fill in the gaps and fill in the space, and those would be your pebbles and your sand. So take time with the calendar that I've attached and actually schedule your rocks, okay? Now, the second piece of this puzzle is once you have your schedule complete and you're looking at it and you've prioritized your goals, now what's most important is you keep your word to your schedule. So it's really important that every day you take a look at improving this skill, because yes, it's a skill, priority management, of actually doing what you said you're going to do. So every day in every evening, what you want to do is just check in with yourself. Hey, what worked today with my schedule and what can improve? So what worked and what can improve? And it's never a beat up session of what was right, what was wrong, what was good, what was bad. Just simply what worked and what can improve. Where did I keep my word to my schedule? Where did I get distracted? Where did I let other people's priorities seep in and pull me away? Okay, great. Make some tweaks and changes for the next day. Awareness before change, right? So you just want to be aware by checking in what worked and what can improve, make the tweaks and changes, and the next day, practice implementing what needed to change, what needed to improve. improve. At the end of that night, what worked, what can improve, and then the next day, practice implementing what can improve and keep doing what's working. After the week is up, you could take a look at your week and say, hey, what went great, what worked, and hey, where could I make some tweaks and improvement, so that you'd make those adjustments, you make those changes, and you follow through on them the following week. And this is how incrementally you're going to get better at keeping your word to yourself, managing your time, prioritizing your values and your goals such that you get what you want. And that's what this course is all about, is that not only you set your goals, you actually achieve your goals. And this is true ownership of you being intentional with your schedule. And it absolutely will make a difference. So you guys take out the calendar below, plan your next week based on the targets you just set in lesson 1, and then this week practice priority management. And allow yourself to know that it's a new skill, it's a new habit, it's not going to be perfect, yet you will get better the more you practice it. Okay, everybody, so that's lesson 2, priority management.